To get big and jacked, I need to eat how much? And then you sit around and you wait for some incredible answer. You go, oh, that's what I've been doing wrong. I can't believe it. And for some reason, you sound a bit like something from Sesame Street. That is what we're going to talk about today, mostly because it's the number one question I get asked when we do these fitness videos, or on my Twitter, cheap plug at Simon316. People think that they're missing something, right? That there's something they don't know, or they need to learn, they need to educate themselves because they're not seeing the right kind of gains, or they're not seeing the strength increases they want to. But really, those two things they both tie into each other like that, and they spin off into different directions. But that's what we're going to focus on. First and foremost, please do hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. I'm almost 100,000 subscribers, and because I'm a shallow human being, that's what I would like. And then, of course, I'll be here saying I want 105,000 subscribers, because we're human brains and we're always going after the dangling carrot, much like you are in the gym. You do a 100 kilogram bench press, then you want to do 105, 110, 115, 120, and so on and so forth. Also have a Patreon, patreon.com/Simon316. That's how I'm able to do these videos in case you are interested. So, to answer the question, how much food do I have to eat to get big and jacked? The answer, unfortunately, is I don't know. And whoever you talk to is not going to know. The only person that is ever going to know is you. And the reason I say this is it all comes down to your chemical makeup, your DNA, your bone structure, your body structure, and all these little things that make you, that make you an individual. But it also depends on what your goals are. Like, if you just want to be a big dude, right? You want to put a jumper on and walk around like a big old guy. Just eat. I mean, eat healthy. Don't eat crap, because then you're going to get fat. But, if you are consuming an incredible amount of calories and you're going to the gym and you're doing big, heavy lifts, you will put on weight eventually. Some people will put on more weight than others. But this is what I'm talking about, because anytime I do a video about food, well, I've only done a few, but when I do, you get people saying, but Simon, I've eaten X amount, and I'm still not putting on weight. What should I do? Unfortunately, the answer is eat more. It just means you're not putting yourself in enough of a calorific surplus that your body is storing weight. And that's all it is. You really just need to think about it as simply as you can. Calories are energy. That's how we're able to get up and do things, because we eat food and then we burn off those calories to go for a run or go to the gym or just get around life, right? You go to work, take your kids, whatever you want to do. You just have to keep it and break it down to those simple things. So if you aren't putting on weight, be it on the scales or when you look in the mirror, you just got to add 50 calories there, 100 calories there, 150 calories there. Nutrition and diet, when it comes to training, are so important. I don't necessarily agree with this, but if someone, if push came to shove, I would imagine that you could be lackluster in your training, but have your diet spot on and actually get some pretty good progress than the other way around. Like, even if you're training crazy intense, if your diet is off and you don't have the kind of physique that can handle that, then yes, you won't see the evolution and the progress that you need. And again, some people can do that. Some people can just train and eat pizza and chocolate and they still look all right because their body just deals with it. So, obviously you can control how many calories you burn off. If you do 100 calories on a bike or a treadmill or whatever, and someone else does 100, you both burned off 100. But just how your body deals with calories to begin with may be different. So if we both get on with our daily lives, not talking about exercise, just normal basic stuff, my body may burn off 300 and your body may only burn off 250. Like, it depends on your chemical makeup, like I say. So do not buy into this Instagram mentality. I'm going to do a whole video on Instagram soon, that there is a set formation. There's really not. You got to break it right down, and you got to be really simple with it. Come up with a diet based on the things that you can read on the internet or by watching videos like this, where you're getting a certain amount of protein in, a certain amount of carbs, a certain amount of fats, but also mainly focusing on your calories. So you're taking in 2,000 calories a day, 2,500, 3,000. Find what you need to eat when the scales start going in the right direction, but also that your body starts going in the right direction. We're not talking about getting fat, but maybe you want to get fat. If you want to get fat, 2 thumbs up. Go kick his ass. The point being, when you find what works for you, then you have to stick to it for a long time to see how you transform, for lack of a better term. So stick with it to 6 weeks, 8 weeks, maybe not that long. You could maybe 4 weeks, 5 weeks, whatever works for you. And then when you feel like you're hitting a plateau, or your strength isn't working, or you're struggling in the gym, or you're feeling fatigued, then up your calories. But don't go crazy. Don't up them by 200 calories. Up them by 50 calories. So if you're having, you're having 200 calories of rice a day, try having 250 calories of rice. And that's it. And then give that a few days and see how you adapt. There is no... don't go and eat 700 grams of protein a day, because again, there's still calories in that protein and that will store as fat if you give your body too much of that. So just make sure it's as balanced and just be smart with it, right? The thing that I'm going to preach on about in all of these videos is that this stuff takes forever, and that's the worst thing in the world. If you are coming at it from a basic supplement nutrition point of view, it could even take years before you start to where you want to go. But that's why you got to be invested in it. And my other big thing that I say in all these videos, and that's why you've got to enjoy it. If you're not enjoying it, quit now. I don't mean that quit exercise. I mean quit going to the gym and go do MMA, boxing, horse riding, mountain climbing, wrestling, whatever you want that gets you fit, and then you can tailor your diet to that as well. But I just think sometimes, especially because I watch fitness videos, of course I do, you'll stumble across something and someone say to you, if you eat this amount and you do this and you do that, you will get here. But it's not true. And that's why I don't throw my diet out there. I can give you my diet if I want. Maybe I'll put my diet in the comments below if there's enough interest. But you may start eating it and you may start putting on fat because it's not right for how your body wants to react to that kind of a stuff. So just be as smart as you can. You know what healthy food is, right? It is always good if you can to eat, 4, 5, 6 meals a day as opposed to 3, just because you keep your metabolism going and it keeps it revved up. So you're probably going to increase your hunger levels and that's going to help you eat. Yeah, but don't eat chocolate and biscuits and ice cream. Make sure you work them into a cheat meal so you don't go crazy up here. But also try and find foods that you enjoy. Like peanut butter is a good source of fats, but also extremely calorific. But it doesn't mean you can't have a little bit here, a little bit there, as long as you're balancing everything else out. Eat loads of fruit and vegetables. The bodybuilding community is like, fruit, fructose. Again, don't eat 10 apples a day. But if you eat an apple and, you make sure you figure out what the calorie count of that is, and then again balance out the rest of the day, you're allowed an apple. And so it will be a bit like you're having a sugary treat. But that's the first thing I would do if you're trying to sort out your diet or you're just going to the gym and you want to take it a bit more seriously. Sit down with everything you're eating at the moment, figure out what the calories are. You can do macros too, so figure out carbs, protein, fats. Then look at yourself in the mirror and decide what you want to do. If you want to lose weight, take something away. If you want to add weight, put something in. If your diet at the moment is unhealthy, get rid of all the unhealthy foods and replace it with healthy foods. So if you're having cereal, put oats in there. If you're having, breaded chicken, just have chicken breast. I can't even think of what people eat now. If you're having sausages, have chicken sausages, because chicken sausages don't have as much fat. Make those changes, and then it's the incremental differences that, this is what worked for me anyway. Everybody's different, like I say, but that's how I do it. So if I want to put on some size, I just add in some food. There's no magic wand. I'm not eating 7,000 calories a day. But saying that, if you just want to be strong, you probably could get away with 7 calories, don't do that, 7,000 calories a day. Like if you go and look up Eddie Hall's diet, who's a strong man, a powerlifter, whichever word you want to use, he's having milkshakes and burgers and who knows what else, because he just needs size. And he needs size because he needs to lift strong. I actually think he's tidied up his diet recently, but you can find those diets out there. So make sure you know what your goal is. I mean, obviously, if you're not training for that, we all want to put on size and lose fat. And you can do it to a certain degree, but again, it's going to depend on you. So I think it's much better to have a set goal in mind that you want to put on size and therefore eat for putting on size. But just make sure you use that dedication after 4 or 5 months when you think, okay, now I want to lean up a bit, to go in the other direction. And again, keep that simple too. Want to get bigger, up the healthy calories. Want to get smaller or lose weight, I should say, drop some calories. And then it's the same with cardio. I want to focus on size. I would always advise doing a little bit of cardio. I think it's good for your heart and good for your overall well-being, your health. So if you haven't got your health, what can you do? But you can always say, I'll do a little bit less cardio when I'm trying to get big, and I'll do a lot more cardio when I'm trying to lose weight. So the point of this video is just to really hammer home this idea that while it's not simple, because you need motivation and other words you want to use, you need to be dedicated and you do need to sacrifice some things. The actual science of it, the science of how a muscle works is incredible, but the actual science in terms of what you have to do to get there is not hard. And don't buy into all this craziness. And that's the main thing I wanted to say today, really. I know it's a bit more of a rant than usual. We usually do 10 things, done. But again, the question that everyone kept saying to me, how much food should I eat to get jacked? What do I need to do to get jacked? In terms of in the gym, just make sure, I'm stealing this from my man Greg Doucette, who's somebody, after I started doing fitness videos, said, Miller, have you seen Greg Doucette? And I haven't. I watched him. Brilliant. Check out Greg Doucette. He will get you inspired, I tell you. But, the way he described training is the way, I'm just going to steal it from him, but it is his. just train harder than you did last time. That's it. It's brilliant. It's genius. So if you did 80% effort, do 82% effort, and then you are going on the right path. I mean, it's not the same with food, but it kind of is. Just establish what you're doing and every day take it in that direction. And I promise you, there is no secret. Don't let anyone tell you there's a secret. You can get big and jacked within your own framework. You just need to figure out where you're going to plateau. But when you plateau, like I say to everyone, let's say you've done a really good bulk and you put on size, you're looking good. If you now do a really good cut and you get lean and you manage to hold on to, say, I don't know, 90 to 95% of that muscle, you're going to look awesome. You're going to look awesome. The amount of times people get ripped and people go, oh, that guy looks bigger. They don't. They've just got rid of their body fat so you can see more of the muscle, which is where I go back to my jumper point of view. If you just want to look big in a jumper, eat the world and you'll look awesome. But if you think you're going to whip your top off at some point, or you just want to do it for your own brain and your own confidence, which is absolutely okay, then yeah, put on the size, get ripped. Maybe you'll get ripped and look at yourself and go, actually, I've got enough mass. I like this physique. And then you can try and maintain as much as possible. I'll do the Instagram thing another time, but don't buy into, you see these guys walking around at 5% fat. A, they probably don't walk around at 5% fat the whole time. And B, if they do, they are miserable. You cannot be happy at 5% fat. It's why and it's an incredible accomplishment, but it's why when competitors get down to that size, they look great, but mentally is the hardest challenge in the world because your body's sending signals to your brain going, what the hell are you doing? Eat more. I'm starving. I want all the sugar. So don't buy into that thing. You do you. Don't worry what anybody else looks like. You do you. Figure out your goal. And even before you get to that goal, appreciate what you've done. Appreciate the extra 2.5 kilograms you put on your deadlift. Appreciate the 1 to 2 pounds of muscle that you've managed to add to your physique. These are the things that you should Barry Horowitz yourself and pat yourself on the back for because they all count. There is no endpoint to bodybuilding. No one ever gets, even Phil Heath, who's, won Mr. Olympia loads recently. He didn't ever look at himself and go, oh, sweet. No, he's still trying to figure out ways to get better. So don't ever think that there is an endpoint to this. In fact, sometimes getting involved in the world of fitness is the worst thing ever. It screws your brain up and makes everything even worse. But from now on, yes, what do I have to eat to get big and jacked? Or how do I have to train to get big and jacked? Only you know. Only you know. You control the intensity in the gym, which obviously is going to help. When it comes to food, don't overthink it. Figure out where you're at and then add or take away sufficiently. I know that's not the greatest answer in the world, but importantly, it's the honest and the truthful answer. And I don't see anybody saying that online. Not true, lots of people are, but there are people not saying it. And as I'm doing fitness videos, I thought I'd say it. That's it. That's my rant for this week. We'll continue to do fitness videos again. Please do subscribe. Close to 100,000, so I'm pretty excited. Like the video, share the video. What else do I do? Patreon.com/Simon316. If you do want to help, even $1 would be amazing. At Simon316 on Instagram and Twitter. And remember, just keep kicking ass and flex. Don't do that in the gym, though. People don't like that. You look a bit like a dick. Thanks.